Good evening, my beautiful sisters. It is Dr. Marlena. I'm so excited to be back in the house with you. Hey, we might not have been right on our normal time, but we are here to share. And because she is my sister, oh, we're going to go before the throne. So, Father God in heaven, we come this afternoon, this evening, Father, with grateful hearts, Father, with full expression. We had such a super soul session yesterday with Ranice Gillespie. I hope my sisters took a piece, found themselves in the midst, and was able to take something with them that they can utilize in Jesus' name. So today, coming off of that dynamic conversation, sisters, that we had with Ranice Gillespie. Now, if you missed it, you definitely want to go back and take a look, get your pad and your pen and make some notations. The beauty of it is how we were so aligned. We were just so aligned in our coaching. She coaches to the soul from the conscious perspective, and I coach, and it's all on purpose, right? It's about your purpose and find it. And I coach from the unconscious mind, what some of you say, the subconscious, and taking the look at those patterns and um, those habits that kind of we picked up in the past, and they still are serving now, but they're really truly not of service to us anymore. So I want to teach today, because as you're going through rediscovering your destiny, the power of possibilities, and how to reinvent the inevitable, it was beautiful to me to sit with her, because she is my sister, and see how God always has a witness that you're in the right place, in the right space at the time. She and I did not have a conversation about the topic other than, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to talk about? What's the theme? And the theme is purpose, and finding your purpose and anchoring to that, so you can live out life more passionately. However you co-create that with God. And then how she came in and she said, it's about the soul. We can get our spirits right. We know we've accepted Christ. We're going to spend eternity. We're good with that. But the struggle becomes, how do we plug those holes that get in our soul? That what makes us feel some type of way. Um, this experience I've had with the powerful 13 women who have written, we've each written a chapter in daddy daughter dynamic book, to how we now this season in life are connecting as well, because there are still those holes in many of our souls that still had like a little space there, and we weren't really sure how to bridge the gap. And this beautiful book that's going to be coming out really soon, so we're taking pre-orders on now. You feel free to go into the DM and say, hey, I want a copy, so we can flag you to purchase a copy when it comes out. But they're conversation starters about how you can move from where you have that pain point in your life, move into being more productive with the gifts that you've already been given. So if you're following along in Rediscovering Your Destiny, you should be about chapter 16 now, as we've been going through the book. And I have not covered chapter by chapter in our daily conversations. I've really come to you as the Lord has led. And so today, chapter 16, I think is apropos to um, talk about it, because we're coming off of that beautiful conversation with my sisterpreneur, Ranice Gillespie, about midlife, finding yourself in midlife. And what I loved about her definition of midlife is, it doesn't. I could be in midlife at 20, or I could be in midlife at 50 or 60 or 70. See, it's midlife because you're on a journey, and now you're hesitant for the next step. The next step is not flowing for you. There's a gap as you're crossing over. So I love that. So it's a mindset midlife. It's not an actual age. Ooh, keep that. That's something. Make sure you put that in your journal. So in chapter 16, it is titled Choosing Powerfully. And what I encourage you to do in this chapter is to see that you are not a victim. that truly, yes, life situations and circumstances have they've happened, and sometimes they've given you pause, and you're standing there maybe still holding your breath, like, I'm not sure what to do next. But I can guarantee you, where you are right now, you've survived every single thing that's come up against you. And no matter what state, if you can hear me, if you have to lay down and hear me, or you're sitting, propped up, you're hearing what I'm saying, just think about it. March 20th, so 4 days ago, we were all told officially to shut down our businesses, change our entire lives, go into your homes and stay there pretty much for, because of something we couldn't see. But it was out there, and it was hazardous to our health, our physical health, I'm talking about right now. And we went into our homes and we did that. And then we found out it was not only hazardous to our physical health, but to our financial wealth, to our oh gosh, you name it. I mean, companies closed, uh, you know, everything stopped pretty much. I mean, and not just in our corner of the world, I mean, globally. And there was so much fear of the unknown. And now, as we sit here, come closer, come a little closer. Do you know that was 24 months ago? 24 months ago. And when it happened, we were like, what are we going to do? Now, some made out a lot better than others. Some still are trying to scratch in their heads, like, where am I? Well, what do I do? How do I do? So, the how do I do is what we work together to come up with a plan. It's a process and a plan. But you're a survivor. You've survived everything. You've survived some of those traumatic things that happen in life. And God forbid they happen. They did. And now that is your message, because you survived. And how did you survive? Someone is going through something exactly like you, labeled maybe a little different packaging, but it's a way for you to now say, look, me, God gifted me with certain tools and abilities, and I utilize them this way. Perhaps that will work for you. That's what this is. That's exactly what rediscovering your destiny is. He's gifted us all with some tools, and he said, "Here's your tool belt, and you have a wrench in there, and you have a saw and a screwdriver, and all these tools, and occasionally you might need a socket wrench, and it's different than the wrench you already have." Well, in Dr. Marlena's tool belt, she has a socket wrench. Hey, Dr. Marlena, can we use your socket wrench? Sure, and I'll show you how to do it. That's what coaches do. That's what transformational coaches do in this life. We share information. So these are, again, conversation starters. So, number one, you are not a victim. So choose powerfully to bask in that. I am not a victim. Yes, I've had heartache. Yes, I've had pain. And the beauty of it, now I'm right on maybe the other side of it. The thing has happened, and now I'm kind of, the fog is lifting. I mean, look, the rules and the regulations are lifting. I read today, LAUSD school students can go to school now without their masks. And, in some, California has lifted an indoor mandate. LA County, maybe not so much. Some people choosing still to mask up. I choose still to mask up when I go out. Um, so now it's a personal choice. See, right there, it's a personal choice. And you can choose powerfully when you make your choices. Every single decision we make is from our feelings, how it makes us feel. And then we back it up, that feeling, why we're making that decision that way, we back it up with logic and reason. But be clear. You want to fact find it, Google it. Every single decision is made that way. And that's who we are. We you heard my sisterpreneur say that the soul is what drives us. If you're not sure how to connect to purpose, your soul, that feeling you get when you exercise the gifts that God's giving, is that feeling that I know that I was born to do this. Feeling that you get is how you choose powerfully to walk into your purpose. I tell you the story I've told, share with you during these, 24 days, about the woman who makes the cookie. She had been baking, and I was talking about, there's hundreds of cookies out there, and now I'm going to make a cookie that somebody's going to want. Yeah. And she started, so we was able to plant seeds for her, that yes, your cookie is not in competition with the other cookies. Your cookie is now one that can collaborate with other cookies, kind of thing. And she went for it, and now she is wrapping up. um, I forgot, Escobar, I believe it's called, something like that. Online cooking school to be a chef. She's already trained in baking, but now she wanted to go into a different area. So now she's taking that course. Still raising her children. Her beautiful son just turned 15 the other day. She has her daughter about to graduate from high school, and her little angel daughter is, I think she's like in the second grade. Oh my God, she's second, third grade already. But she was able to continue. Now she's like, I want to buy a house, and I want to buy a house because this is her words, I want to turn my garage into, I'm thinking the ADU, oh, make money off of it. And she's thinking way beyond now. These are testimonies that we can share with each other, because she was a student in my class just a few years ago, in one of my coaching classes, one of my group coaching classes. And now she is on her journey. Not only has she survived, she's put her cookie out there. She does catering. She makes cakes for others. And now that garage, the reason she wants to buy a house and with her own garage, is so she can turn her garage. And she's already done the research about how you do that legally, to turn her garage into her studio, her baking studio, her cooking studio, so she can employ others. Ooh, I get chills. So she can employ others to come and work. So now she is giving back to the community by, economically, um, paying, in the others to come in and work, so they can now in turn live their dreams, feed their families. Do you get it? Do you get it? You can choose powerfully this day to be um, victorious versus being a victim. See, I would always often look at my life as if it was, how did I end up like a victim? How did I end up this way? And one thing God taught me is that you are no victim. If you were wearing, which, like I said, we made a list of 50 different masks that we wear, and if you were wearing 50 different masks interchanged at any given time, and you navigated all of that, held down a career, went to school, social life, whatever you have on your list, you are a survivor. You are no victim. You were victorious. Now some things ebbed and some things flowed, but you didn't stop. You kept right on going. So tonight, the last few minutes, we're going to go over a new quiz, a new evaluation, to hopefully for you to see yourself in a whole new light. So we'll get your pad and your pen ready. We go quick and we fast, and you can go back and replay and take note of anything that you missed. So chapter 16, again, is aptly called Choosing Powerfully. And the evaluation is scored 3 for absolutely yes. It's 1 through 10, so number 1 through 10. 3 is absolutely yes. 2 is sometimes that's me. 1 is no, that's not me. So, okay, here we go. So, I am thankful I do not have physical health issues. Remember, a 3, if yes, that's me, I'm thankful. 2, sometimes I am. And 1, not really. Number 2, I count my blessings because I have steady work. So whether that's your corporate gig or your entrepreneurial or your serial entrepreneur or your volunteer, but you have something steady going on. Number 3, I reflect on the worst times in my life. 3, absolutely yes. 2, sometimes. 1, no, that's not me. I'm not reflecting on those times. Number 4, I am satisfied with my circumstances because it's better than some. Number 5, I am privileged and I have opportunities available to succeed in life. I see that. That's to me, that's saying, wow, do you see the cup? It's half full. Number 6, I acknowledge how fortunate I am to have basic things in life like food. Number 7, I notice the good things I have in life. Number 8, when I have a financial setback, I feel relieved that my soul is okay. 9, I am content with the resources I have. And number 10, when I see an accident, I am reminded I am blessed. So again, it should have been right off the top of your head with an answer, 3, 2, or 1. I'll go through them one more time. You again score yourself, give yourself a 3, 2, or 1. And then when you're done, and if you already, all 10 have a number, add your total. So I'm going to run through them one more time. So number 1, I am thankful I do not have physical health issues. Number 2, I count my blessings because I have steady work. Number 3, I reflect on the worst times in my life. Number 4, I am satisfied with my circumstances because it is better than some. Number 5, I am privileged and I have opportunity available to succeed in life. Number 6, I acknowledge how fortunate I am to have basic things like food. Number 7, I notice the good things I have in life. Number 8, when I have financial setback, I am relieved that my soul is okay. Number 9, I am content with the resources I have. Confident too, content with the resources I have. And number 10, when I see an accident, I am reminded I am blessed. So your scoring should be, again, 1 through 10. You should have a number next to each one of those. Add up the total. If you scored between 25 and 30, you're accepting you as God's gift on purpose and ready to move forward with confidence. See, I spoke the confidence in there before I even read the sentence. So I'll read it again. If you scored, once you totaled between 25 and 30, you're saying to yourself, you're accepting you. I'm accepting me as God's gift on purpose and ready to move forward with confidence. Now, I do want you to go, and I didn't want to give too much away. I read just one sentence in the chapter. I want you to read the whole chapter, and then I'm going to drop the questions for you in the comments so you'll have this as a guide and go over it again, and you'll understand the connection between the chapter and the questions a little bit better. If you scored 19 to 24, you're getting there and should focus on your God added value for your improvement. So your score is kind of middle of the road, maybe still not clear on what your purpose is, not clear on what your gifts are. How do your gifts and does your purpose, how do they align to be your work? Here's one way you can take a look at it. Again, remember, these are conversation starters to start a conversation with you, not with anyone else. This is about you and how you want to fully walk in the gifts that were designed for you. Mark Twain once said, the 2 most important days in our lives, the day we're born and the day we discover why. What is your why? Have you discovered your why? Are you on your road to discovering your why? And I hope that empowers you to start thinking about, you know, why am I here? Or maybe you say, yes, I know my why. Maybe you know your why, but then now what's next? That's you. That's your discovery step. That's your research cue. What's next? And then finally, if you scored between 1 and 18, you're still figuring things out emotionally and have too much uncertainty. I want you to go through the chapter again and do some of the exercise, especially the one, have you discovered your why? Let's start with why. Why did you get up this morning? Well, I got up this morning because I needed income and I had to go and forge for that. And that looks like this. And then tell yourself about it. Write a story about it. Um, take steps, explore, how you make choices, how you make choices. What are those choices tied to? I spent my years after year with this flawed reality about life, because I only knew my truth. I didn't know. I didn't know my mother and my father's truth until I had a conversation with them about their truth. And then I have to remember it's my truth, their truth, and then there's God's truth. And until God gave some revelation, you know, you walk around with this false reality about life. Even though you're living it and it's yours, it's not the big picture many times. So here's the final part of the assignment tonight, because like I said, this is a teaching moment for you to get you started with pondering some questions to change whatever is in your life that you said you that makes you feel more victim than victor. So, see, research shows that grateful people are happy people. When you see life from a position of gratitude, you discover the steps needed to create even more harmony in your life. I want you to answer these questions in your notebook, and we'll conclude tonight. Because she is my sister, I'm excited always to be here and share with you. So here's answer these questions for me. It's just two. How grateful are you? And I want you to pour out your gratitude in your essay to yourself. And why are we keeping these notebooks? We're keeping them because these little 99-cent dollar, well, they say $1.25 now, right? $1.25 store notebooks will become priceless to you as you go on your journey and you think, my life hasn't amounted to enough. I haven't done it. You can flip back on the pages and see, oh yeah, on 324, I really was stuck and I really was challenged with this, but I did some work on it. And 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, whatever you need to look back, you're like, wow, I did have some growth. I did have some success. Or maybe you need to look back and say, you know what, I'm still challenged with this. Let me go back and see what I was doing back here about it. And then now you can track what you're doing. And then again, life is a action research. You try it, it works, fabulous. You apply it. You try it, it doesn't work, fabulous, because now you get to re-engineer it and you don't have to do it alone. That's why this coach is like me, right? You don't have to do it alone. Someone has gone before you. Someone's laid the blueprint. Someone stepped already through the process. Partner with them. You know, your sum total, the 5 people that you hang out with. If the 5 people you hang out with have the same mindset, you got to get in a new room of people. You want someone that's gone before you, someone that's tried it and proved that it works, whatever that is that you're seeking as you're on your destiny journey. And the final question for you is list the benefits of gratitude and finding resources to cultivate more gratitude in your life. Exactly what I said, the reason we journal. So we can take a look at what we've used, what's worked for, what hasn't worked for us, and play upon it, build upon it. How many varieties of toilet paper are there out there? Quite a few, right? I found that out when I was ordering and trying to 2-ply, 1-ply, no ply. You know, even the major companies, they have 3 or 4 different salty, smelly, crunchy, you know, fluffy brand, I mean, variety. So there's always a way that will work for you in the season that you need it to work. I'm Dr. Marlena, and because she is my sister, rediscovering your destiny is important to me. So that is it for tonight. We'll see you back here, God willing, tomorrow. And as always, thank you, Billy Johnson, for allowing me the space and time to be your moderator. I can't believe how fast March has gone through. We've marched through March. And we'll be here until the 31st, God willing, with some more inspiration. I have some more I like to call them sisterpreneurs, some more sisterpreneurs coming in to speak about purpose and how they found theirs and what they're doing on their journey that we are hoping will be a blessing to your heart. So take care. Bye-bye.